Hello everyone, I am Nick from Boodskap. In this tutorial, we are going to quickly build a fleet monitoring solution using Boodskap IoT platform and Google Maps. There are 5 different steps that need to be done to build this solution. Define the data structures. Create widgets. Build web dashboards. Define rules. And build mobile application. Let's go to the platform guide. Click on Fleet ETA. We are going to build 2 dashboards and a mobile app in this tutorial. One is to manage the locations and geofencers. We will use Google Maps to create geofencers, and it can be of any shape like circles, polygons, etc. Another dashboard is to monitor the locations of each vehicle and their estimated time of arrival. Finally, we will build a mobile app where the drivers can choose the destination before starting the trip. Before we start building the dashboards, let's first define the message and record structures in the platform. This message will receive the destination, latitude and longitude values from the mobile device. We can define the message using this script in the platform. Let's go to the platform and go to the script console, where you can execute this script and the message structure gets defined in the platform. Let's go to this record and copy the script and execute it to define the record structure. We can double check here in the message definition module and see the message with ID 1000 is defined. We could also use this UI to define the messages by giving the individual field names and the data types. Very similarly, we can go to the record definition module and check for the records. We can also define the record using the UI. Now that we have defined the message and record structures, let's go to the next part of creating a dashboard widget. Let's go to the widget library. I am going to create a new widget called Location Editor. I am going to pick an icon and the category is Tracking and Monitoring. I am adding these tags, location, geofence, for easy searching. Save this widget and then click on the widget code editor. I am unchecking all these things. Go to HTML and paste this code. Let's copy and paste the JavaScript file here. And then the CSS. And finally the external scripts. And external CSS style scripts. We can run this now. I just see a Google World Map and no geofencers yet. In your case, you won't be able to see this map initially. One thing that you need to do is go to the domain settings and need to add the Google Map API key for the maps to be loaded in the dashboard screen. Let's go back to the widget library, and since we have not published the widget, change the filter status and you see the location editor widget, which we created now. Let's now go and create the estimated time of arrival dashboard widget. Again, this is also a simple HTML JavaScript CSS based screen. Let's copy this HTML. I'm going to add a new widget ETA. I am choosing a car icon, and category as Tracking and Monitoring, adding tags as ETA and Driving. And let's save this widget and go to the code editor. We are going to bind this widget with a record. Let's go to HTML and paste the code we copied earlier. Similarly, let's copy and paste JavaScript and CSS files. Let's click on Run and see how it's getting rendered. Since there are no location records tied to the widget, we see it's still processing, and that is normal. Let's save this widget code. Now that we have created the widgets, let's start building the dashboard. Go to the Dashboard Editor Studio and let's name this untitled dashboard as ETA. Now I am going to add the ETA widget that we created earlier. Click on the settings and choose the record of type 1000 to bind the record with this widget. Click on Run and you can see the map getting loaded. And currently there is no data to display. Let's save this widget in the dashboard. Now let's create one more dashboard called Manage Locations and add the Location Editor widget. Let's run the widget and you can see the maps getting loaded. Let's now save the widget in the dashboard. You can view these dashboards by going to the Dashboard section. Click on the screens and make sure it's loading. Now let's create a new geofence location. I'm going to create a polygon type geofence around Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. You can view the geofence by clicking on this eye icon. Next, we are going to define the rules to process the incoming data. We will create some micro API rules where the mobile application is going to consume these APIs. Let's define this micro API rule. I'm copying this rule. First, let me walk you through these rules. This particular method will simply return a list of all geofence location names. So what it does is, it uses the elastic context to search the type called geofence and matches it with the domain key and returns the values. Similarly, we have methods to list all members of this particular domain and get distance between one location and a point. So this is where the Google Maps API comes to play. We go to the Google Maps distance matrix API and pass on the origin and destination values. The origin will be the latitude and longitude of the driver's current location. And the destination coordinates will be the geofence which we had created earlier. The result will be a JSON object with estimated time of arrival with many other parameters. We have defined 3 microservice APIs. Let's copy this code and go to Rules Engine and then to Microservice API Rules and paste and save this code. You could simulate this API here in the platform console using the platform's inbuilt simulator. Now, the last thing we need to do before building a mobile application is to create a message rule. Go to the message rules and pick the 1000 message and paste this code. Let me walk you through this code. This will be the incoming message from the mobile application or any other GPS device. The destination where the driver is driving to, and the latitude and the longitude of the current location. So what this rule does is, it invokes the micro API, ETA, and calls the distance method which we have declared here in this API. In the micro API, you can give a slug name which will replace the actual name. So this gives you a convenience of abbreviating your long method names. In this API, I'm calling the distance method with destination, latitude, longitude as the parameters. So, if you look in the message rule, this calls the distance method with destination, latitude, longitude, and gives you a result of actual distance to the destination and estimated time of arrival. Finally, I'm inserting it into the record 1000, where the ETA dashboard will display these values in the dashboard. Lastly, we are going to see on how to quickly build a mobile application. This is a simple Ionic framework-based mobile application. GitHub has all the source code and you can take a look at it for building the mobile user interfaces. Once you have the project compiled, you will have the UI like this. First, the login screen. And once the driver logins, he can pick a destination and start driving. The location will be displayed in the mobile application and also the data will be pushed to the server. Now, when you look at the ETA dashboard, it will start showing the time of arrival and distance to the destination of each of the drivers. Now that you have seen how to build a simple end-to-end web and mobile fleet monitoring application, you could take leverage and build on top of this. That's it for now in this tutorial. Please visit our website and learn more about the platform capabilities. Thanks for watching.